Hello, and welcome to Clemens Food Group Customer Experience Center. My name is Jen Moyer Murphy.
And I'm Mackenzie Fite, and today we're going to review the rib primal. So there's actually two different parts of the rib. The first would be the spare rib, and then the second would be the back rib. So the spare rib actually comes from the belly portion of the hog, and it's actually a meatier piece of meat because of that, and there's a lot more movement on the front, whereas the back rib is more tender because it's attached to the back part of the animal that doesn't get a lot of that movement. So the spare rib is actually really great because you can get 3 different types of ribs and other products from the spare rib. So the first would be the commodity spare, as you see intact right here. And then the next stage we would make our barbecue rib, and that's actually removing this brisket bone right here. And what are some things that people call this?
It's great for just like appetizer, bite-sized appetizer ribs for barbecue ribs. And you'd see that like on an Asian buffet.
Okay. In line with that is what we would then remove the flank meat, and this entire piece attached would be known as a select brisket bone, also known as rib tips in the industry as well.
That's right, for that Asian buffet or appetizer, because it's, you know, a little bit more meaty and it's gonna really look great on the plate.
Right. So then finally what we're gonna get from this spare rib is what we know as a St. Louis rib.
That's right.
So this is this portion right here, and we're just gonna square it off, so we'll take off this tip portion, and then you have your nice flat St. Louis. So that's another thing that's a characteristic of a St. Louis versus a back rib, is that this is nice and flat, whereas you have the more of a curve because it's attached to that backbone for the back rib.
That's why we're saying it's a little more cost effective. You're getting more bang for your buck, as they say.
Right.
You know, you're getting more out of one piece than this here. So you're looking at it as meaty versus a little more lean.
Right, tender.
Tender,
on this
yeah,
side.
tender, definitely.
So the other thing we want to consider when we're talking about ribs is peeled versus unpeeled. And what we mean by that is we have an example here, is the unpeeled is this part right here and peeled is this part right here. So you can see it's shinier on the unpeeled side, and that's because we actually remove the membrane that's on the back of this rib right here. Now this example shows both options, but an operator would choose either a fully peeled or unpeeled rack. And why would someone want a peeled versus unpeeled rib?
Really preference of the operator or chef.
Right.
And when you have peeled, you can add your own flavors and enhancements to it. So like you're talking dry rub, you're talking a mustard rub, you can talk a wet rub,
right,
or even a wet marinated. So that's when you're going to use the peeled. For the unpeeled side,
right,
you're going to retain that moisture.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have a preference. Operators and chefs out there do. It's really what you're looking to do to make it your signature dish.
Great. So then the other thing that we talk about with ribs specifically is weight classes, and it's more of a food service industry standard, but when we hear 2 and down, 2 and up, that's really referring to the size of the rib, so 2 pounds and down, 2 pounds and up. And why someone would pick one over the other is because they're trying to hit a plate cost. So the lighter the rib, you know, lower your plate cost, and if you're not so concerned about that, you can go higher up in weight class.
That's right.
So that's the overview of our rib primal.
That racks up our ribs today. Visit us at clemensfoodgroup.com. I'm Jen Moyer Murphy.
And I'm Mackenzie Fite. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.